In his book, he explains the story of how he met and eventually married former WWE performer Rena Marlette Greek, known in the ring as Sable. Paints a picture of a sort of detachment that he has, telling these stories confidently as if he is either oblivious to how disturbing and downright weird they are, or simply doesn't care. The passage, though apparently meant to be a sort of meet-cute story, reads more like a disturbing case of Lesnar stalking her until she agreed to marry him. He describes a fight between the two of them resulting in Rena flying back to Florida, where she was living at the time. However, this attempt to distance herself did not stop Lesnar from trying to get into contact with her. Lesnar's incessant calling had not gotten her attention, but rather than giving her space or respecting her privacy, he seems to assume that Rena's avoidance was a message or an invitation. A quote from the book reads, "By the time 2 weeks had gone by, I was beside myself. Rena wouldn't answer the phone, wouldn't return my calls. She was sending a message loud and clear. She wasn't playing hard to get. She was letting me know that she would devote her life to me, but I had to play by the rules with her." Lesnar proudly explains how he had violated her privacy to the point of not only flying on his own to Florida, but breaking into her home while she was out. She had been living in a gated community that he did not have the entry code for, which began another series of violative decisions. After taking a taxi to the residence, Lesnar details waiting with the taxi driver for over 30 minutes for another resident to get through the gate so that he could follow the car inside. There, he would contact a neighbor in an attempt to trick them into helping him break into her house. The attempt worked. A neighbor provided Brock with a screwdriver that he'd used to break in. He explains that the alarms went off, but he disabled them with a code. This one he appeared to know. Despite weeks of being avoided and all of Sable's attempts to distance herself from Brock, he ignored her hesitation and stayed in her home. Though he describes that she was furious at first, she had apparently accepted him and allowed him to stay. Eventually, he proposed and she said yes. The two of them have been married since 2006.